Hi beauty bots, and welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, my name is Faith. I feel like I am in this color a lot lately, or something very similar to it. Have you noticed that? So with today's video, just FYI, any resources are going to be linked into the description box below, where you can also find links to my social media pages and my website at faithingingellis.com. Any other fun bingeable content is going to be linked up here, so be sure to check that out. Kind of go on a binge and watch through all of those. We have some really cool horror stories, dating horror stories, mystery and meal prep, fitness, etc. And if you would, do me a huge favor, subscribe. If you do subscribe, please comment below. Let me know that you subscribed. Let me know where you are viewing from so that I can give you a warm and proper hello. So today's video is actually going to be about the ultimate online dating tips, tricks, and hacks. Let's get on into it. Alright guys, so grab your coffee. I do have mine. We're going to talk a little bit about the online dating world. I realize it is probably the biggest headache out there for you guys, so I just want to run through a few trips. I want to run through some trips, y'all. I want to run through some tips, tricks, and hacks just to kind of help you distinguish and really make the most of your time while you are online dating. So first thing that I want to talk about is make sure that going in to online dating, you know exactly what you want. And I want to highlight, know what you want, but don't be superficial. I think a lot of times, especially with the online dating world, because we have such an overwhelming pool of candidates, we tend to get pickier and we tend to toss people aside before even realizing what a legitimate match and lifelong partner they could really be, because we're focused on, well, if this person doesn't look good enough, I know there's somebody else in a few swipes or whatever who looks better to me. And while yes, that's true, and yes, that person could also be a good match for you, I think that we just get stuck so much on superficial things that in the end go away anyways and don't necessarily transfer into being a really good partner. With that said, I just want to make a quick note. You know, some people believe in soulmates, some people believe that there's one person for everyone. I believe that if you're a person with an open heart and an open mind, you can find a connection with multiple people in our world, and you can really develop a very special and unique relationship with multiple people. I believe that there are more people than one person. But that said, you know, in a traditional setting, we don't have access to that overwhelming number of people. So we find and grow to love multiple things in one person, and that takes more work without having access to so many people. You know, it just makes you more willing to focus on things that you love about somebody, versus with the online dating world, again, it just goes back to superficiality is the first thing that you see. So it's really easy to basically discredit somebody. The other thing that I want to talk about is, as you are going through and you're starting your online dating and everything, make sure that you pay attention to any kind of red flags. Red flags can be, you know, someone who is overeager, someone who isn't eager enough. I feel like if someone's overeager, they can tend to potentially be controlling or way too affiliated with your life. And you do have to understand, you still have your own life. You're still your own person, whether you're in a relationship, you're dating, or you're not. So just, pay attention to that. The other side of that is if they're not at all eager and they're not matching your energy, are they just completely disinterested and they're just kind of playing the field? So that's something to be aware of too. Another red flag that I'll mention is just be aware of how they make you feel. What I mean by this is we don't always trust our gut instincts when we should. We feel like maybe we're overreacting or we just don't have enough information. But you should trust your instincts. If you have a bad feeling about somebody, I will tell you right now, get out of there. Get out of there. You're not losing anything, and quite frankly, it's better just to piece out of a situation that you feel bad vibes from versus putting yourself in a potential situation where something could happen. So especially when you're online dating, make sure that you're paying attention to how somebody makes you feel. If they make you feel off, cut it. Just cut it off. I will suggest that you don't judge a book by its cover. This kind of goes in hand with the superficiality. Really go through their profile and see where you feel like you could match and you don't match as far as their interests and your interests. Is there anything that stands out about their profile that really just kind of makes you smile or really connects with you aside from their pictures? Think about if it were a blind date and everybody's picture was blurred and you could only go off of what was in their profile. Does something grab you to where you could see having a really good conversation with them? On that same note, I will say, don't settle. If something interests you about somebody, it doesn't hurt to go on a date, but don't feel like that is your only option and you have to make it work with them, because that's not true in any setting. If you really enjoy being around that person, great. But if something keeps nagging at you and you just can't let it go, fine, move on. The thing I'll say is to choose the right dating app. We know there are so many online dating platforms now. That doesn't mean that you should be using every single one, and that doesn't mean that every single one is going to fit what you're looking for. It's kind of like with social media platforms. I don't have a TikTok. I don't really make short videos like that to where it would be successful to have a TikTok. I don't really participate in challenges like that. I don't use my Instagram too much because I usually make videos which are for YouTube. So certain platforms work for certain people. And that goes similarly to dating apps. If you feel like you are looking for something dead serious, maybe it would be worth your while to pay for an app such as eHarmony or Match.com. So do your research, see what's going to be most beneficial to you and what really fits your goals and what you're looking for. Another thing I'll say is to really critique and do a run through of a potential match's profile. Look at their values, look at their beliefs, look at what their family goals are. Really dive deep into that. And another thing I'll say is if you're interested in somebody, do a little bit more research. Take their name, move it over to Facebook or social media, Google it and see what comes up. Make sure you can do all the digging you can do to verify they are who they say they are so that you can stay safe. That's the most important advice I can give you, is to stay safe. Meet in a public place. Do not ride with them in their car if it's your first, even if it's your second meeting. Take your time, slow down, stop trying to rush things. Put yourself, your safety, and your goals first and foremost in front of everything. I hope these tips and tricks were helpful for you. If you will, comment below. Let me know what your favorite one is, or if maybe there's one I missed that you think would benefit the rest of us. And remember to subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye.